meter! Woo! Greetings and salutations, and welcome to some more Planet Coaster with Fraggle. And I'm not going to go over my park today. No. Today, instead, I am going to go over some of the stuff that they have been posting on the social media sites. But first of all, the behind-the-scenes stuff. We've got another animatronic character. It's a cowboy. He's not posable. What's the word? Customizable. You can change his look and his appearance. It's actually pretty cool. And some more ship parts, which we will see shortly. But let's go through some of these screenies that they've been posting. This is a fun one. Well, first of all, we've got a train ride. I guess this would be the start of the hype train. Yeah, what do we got? We've got a cool little water pump windmill over there. We've got a tent. That's all summer tents. I don't know if that's the same tent but sunken. I think they're different types of tent. Yes, different types of tent. Covered wagon. And we've got that wooden building over there with what looks like a wanted poster up on it. And we've got we've got a couple of chests and trunks and some other scenery objects. So the Western theme is certainly being fleshed out somewhat. Then what have we got here? Well, it looks like a new coaster. Is that a new coaster? Kind of looks like it. Hideous color of yellow, though. Yep, more of the scenery. Almost slightly left of center, we've got the new scenery parts there for the Western theme. So we'll be able to do more custom buildings by the look of it. That's pretty cool. And what is that? Oh, that's the Eurofighter. Never mind. And then this one, initially this one was a little disappointing. I looked at this one and thought, oh look, they've got hamburgers. But then I realized that actually this is showing a greater diversity of peeps around your park. These are, as far as I know, these are designs that I haven't actually seen in the beta, sorry. No, alpha. These are designs that I haven't actually seen in the alpha yet, which is really cool. So, we're going to get a greater diversity of guests in the park. And over there on the right side, slightly blurry, you can see a woman who's running. So guests now can not just amble or saunter around the park, but they can jog and or run. Cool. I wonder if we're going to be able to control that, though. Then we've got, what's this one? Yes, square paths. So now we have greater control over our paths, which is really pretty cool. And of course, there's our sci-fi mascot there. He's entertainer, I guess, actually is a better word. He's our sci-fi entertainer, which is a dude wearing a robot suit. So at the bottom, coming out of the bottom of the suit, you'll see his feet. But that's actually really cool. And then there's a little preview of the sci-fi components that we're going to have that we can play with to make our own spaceships. Pretty nifty. And then of course we've got our alert system up there in the top left corner. So that's kind of handy. We'll now be told when people are misbehaving or when something needs our attention, which is actually pretty cool. We got the track rides have been added to the bottom menu bar there. What else have we got going on? So we've got nighttime now. Look at those stars are pretty cool. That moon looks really nice. There's a new ride right there. It's like one of those funfair rides. It's just a big hoop, and the car just kind of goes around the inside of the hoop. It's pretty cool. But the biggest thing about this is we can actually set the time of day now and lock it. So I don't have to do those crap jokes about the sun going down on me anymore. Fantastic. And then we've got the paddle steamer. This is a single object. Unfortunately, this is not modular in any way. You know, you can add components to it, but you can't take them off the base model, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, but it's still pretty cool. What can we see here? Well, there's a covered wagon. Looks like there's a new crane that we're going to be able to play with. The hitching posts. We've got some tools, you know, shovel, a pickaxe, some kind of a cart or barrow, some new signs, some new lamps, you know, lots of new scenery items. Very, very cool. Oh, and yeah, there is room inside the paddle steamer for, you know, you can add a shop in there if you want. Or if you're really brave, you could run a roller coaster through that center part there, but that's about that. And look, finally, we have height markers on our track. No longer will I have to guess how high my track is. I'll be able to see if I'm about to completely fail. And the other thing in this picture that's really cool is it's a new roller coaster type. It is the Mine Train ride. Yay! So, looks like the marker, we can set the markers to either terrain relative or above, I guess, sea level, which is really excellent as far as I'm concerned. Then we've got the addition of our maintenance crew coming up. Hurrah! Not only can rides break down now, but people will be able to fix them too. Very important. The control booths look like they've been upgraded as well. We'll be able to... I'm hoping we can change their style, maybe. Possibly not in beta, maybe later on. And then, of course, if you look in the background there's a guy in a biplane, which isn't surprising. But he appears to have a beard that doesn't fit properly. If you've been watching this close enough, you know that they put a lot of detail into these characters, and on a normal day, that beard should be fitting him properly, if it's part of the character. I suspect that it is a purchasable item in a vendor stall. We shall have to wait and see. And then we got the cube. I think this is actually one of the first ones that they posted in the... when they started this whole hype train, I guess, or this lead up to beta. The first thing I noticed was what everybody noticed. Oh look, you can change the colors. And look, the color palette is your standard color palette. It's not like a fixed 16 colors or 256 colors. It's your standard palette picker, which is excellent. And then I noticed up there in the top right corner, and the second icon in is the, what's that word? Scripting? For the ride. So you can control how the ride performs. You'll have a list of what the ride is capable of. On the cube, I would imagine there would be, you know, tumbling the cart that the seats are on, and then rotating the first arm, or rotating the second arm, or rotating the third arm, and all this stuff. And you'll be able to change the sequence. That's it. You'll be able to change the sequencing and take things out or add things in. And you'll be able to change the length of time that the ride runs for by doing so. So, you know, if it's got a very short queue time, but people enjoy the ride, you could make the ride longer, so they feel like they're getting more value for money. That may bring more people to that ride, which would be very important if you're running a park which is pay per ride, not pay for entry. And then, of course, framed inside the cube itself was, for me, quite a huge thing. It's a sign, and it says cube. But there isn't a sign that says cube. No. It's actually, what did that one say originally? I think that one originally said coaster. Well, this is our first clue that signs are going to be editable. We're going to be able to change the text in the signs. Yay, custom signage! Now, whether that has any influence on the guests at all is a completely different matter. And then we have this one here. Initially, I looked at this and I saw the speakers and I went, ooh, speakers. Cool, we can play ambulances. We can play ambience around the park. That's great. I'm sure at some point we'll be able to add our own custom music into these. But I guess probably when beta comes out, it will be a stock list of songs that you can play. And then, of course, I noticed on the right-hand side there, those strange shapes. We're actually going to get some more custom parts to play with the buildings. So, yeah. And they're not just those geometric shapes that you can see. There's going to be, tubes and bendy tubes and circles and all kinds of stuff. Basic geometric shapes. So we'll be able to build literally anything. And then, of course, the research screen. Now, this is actually a screen grab from the live stream. In the background there, you can see that new ride, that new flat ride, that circular one. Yeah, I'm sure the guests will like that. I'm pretty sure the janitors will like cleaning up behind them. But what was really cool about this one is not just the fact that they're showing us the research tab. It's the items in the research tab. The first one there is quite clearly either back to the 80s that they're researching now, or steel roller coasters. Then next to it, there appears to be another confirmation of Woodies! Yay! And then next to that, there's another one that's like a roller coaster car. So I wonder if we're going to be able to change the themes for our roller coaster cars, which would be really cool. And then there was this one. This was a fun one. So we are actually going to be able to change the name, not just change the name of our park. As you can see up there in the top left corner of the panel, the cursor is active, so we'll be able to actually change the name of our park at last. But we can also change the name of our rides, I hope. Otherwise, 60% of the customers in this park are all perverts, because they all say, I want to go on Cosmic Cow. It's a little disturbing if that is not a ride name. Then confirmation that the signs are now editable. We can change the text and the font inside the signs, which is really awesome. Something else I noticed was that building in the background, unless they change the field of view, that's a very long way away. Park size? And then, of course, the shadow in the foreground. That, to me, looks like a new ride. Because I don't recognize that shadow. Initially, I thought it was the hammer swing. No, that's not the hammer swing. Or maybe it's a robot. You know what? It could be a silhouette of just a piece of fancy park clutter. And finally, today, Friday, we get this one here. It's a spinning coaster. Yes. So, if you really want to make your guests vomit, you now can. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, the testing feedback is now giving us more information live, which is really excellent. It's exactly what I wanted. So, not only do we have now excitement, fear, nausea, but we also have the overall speed. We have lateral G, vertical G, forward G. No backward G. And then heat maps. Wonder what heat maps is. I would imagine that is a map of the ride based upon those values, so you could be able to click it and see the heat map for the lateral G's, and you could say, well, the lateral G's are clearly very, very high here. I need to bank this piece of track. And that's that. 5 days. 5 days and we get our hands on the beta. And please bear in mind, it's the beta. It's not the finished product. And they've already said that, even on release day, it won't be the finished product. There's going to be stuff that's missing. They've already said that, so keep that in mind. When you get your paws on this, on Wednesday, just bear in mind it's the beta. There's going to be bugs. There may be some issues. Some people may not even be able to launch the thing. But from my perspective, it's been incredibly reliable. I've done all kinds of stuff on my computer before playing this. I've done word processing, I've done 3D work, I've done programming, I've watched videos, and then I've launched this through Steam, and it's just fired right up. So I think it's pretty reliable in that respect. But yeah. So just keep that in mind. It's a beta. You're probably going to have some issues. So, Monday. Don't forget the live stream on Monday. They're going to be doing another preview of the beta build on Monday. And I suspect they will be previewing a new kind of roller coaster. I don't think they're going to be previewing water rides yet. I don't think they're going to be in until either launch or just after launch. Maybe. There's a potential. We could get swan boat rides. That would be cool. Anyway, that's it for now. I will see you maybe on Monday. But if not Monday, anon.